Mandela urged ANC supporters to remain a disciplined force for peace.
The assassination of Chris Hanni has shocked South Africa and triggered fears about the consequences in a country where violence and retaliation is very much a part of politics. He died when a man walked into the forecourt of his home and fired several times at close range.
I went over the house and I saw Chris. He was lying there, clutching a newspaper, and I think he was dead.
Chris Hanni, one of the most radical of black activists, was warned when he moved into this predominantly white, right-wing neighbourhood of Boksburg near Johannesburg that his life would be in danger. He dismissed the warning.
Chris died for peace. How shall we convince people about you?
Chris Hanni, proud to be called a revolutionary, was chief of staff of the ANC's armed wing, Umkhonto we Sizwe, before he became Secretary-General of the Communist Party. He was most popular among young radicals in the townships, and the fear now is of a backlash.
Obviously, the deed is repugnant and repulsive and horrible. Obviously, also, this is just about the most dangerous thing that could have been done.
Chris Hanni spoke his mind and disagreed even with the likes of Nelson Mandela on issues like the ANC's willingness to share power with the National Party after South Africa's first non-racial election. But most significantly, he came to abandon the idea of a continuing armed struggle, insisting in his last interview with the BBC that a negotiated solution would, in the end, prevail.
I'll tell you why. I believe that the peace forces in this country are stronger than those people who are propagating violence and indulging in violence.
Tonight, the ANC leadership went into emergency session, appealing for calm.
We will be the victors in the end, but only if our people behave as usual, in a disciplined manner.
At Chris Hanni's home this evening, Winnie Mandela, the estranged wife of Nelson Mandela, shared in the grief. Hanni was 50, married, the father of 3 daughters. He devoted more than 30 years of his life to the anti-apartheid struggle. In the event, he did not live long enough to witness the reality of democracy. John Harrison, BBC News, Johannesburg.
Used a Polish immigrant. Today, at least one person died after police opened fire during disturbances in the Soweto township, and 2 whites were set on fire and killed in a black township near Cape Town.
This stolen arms cache could be the key to Chris Hanni's assassination. The weapons were taken from a military base 3 years ago by white extremists from the Afrikaner resistance movement. Tonight, police revealed that the pistol that killed Hanni was among those stolen but never recovered. South Africa's police commissioner admitted he was now investigating the possibility of a right-wing plot.
The consignment were actually part of consignments stolen by members of the right wing.
So there could possibly be a link?
There could be a link.
Jan Walus has now been charged with Hanni's murder. The Polish-born naturalized South African was known to be fiercely anti-communist. The murder weapon was found in his car when he was arrested, and police later discovered a hit list hidden in his flat. On that list, the names of political leaders from both the ANC and the ruling National Party. Though police have refused to reveal their identities, the hit list suggests the assassin was intent on hitting at those committed to peaceful negotiated change.
The strategy was to upset and to put stumbling blocks in the way of negotiations. We must not allow that to happen.
Extra troops have been deployed to support the president's pledge to maintain order and keep negotiations on course. But as black activists marched in memory of Chris Hanni, emotions were running high. The possibility that white extremists may have killed their hero will only serve to further inflame racial passions. In Soweto, a black demonstrator was killed in an exchange of fire with police, while barricades burned in Cape Town, and tonight 2 white men were set alight. Generally, though, the appeals for restraint have been heeded, though political leaders, both black and white, admit it may be hard to contain the violence. Jeremy Thompson, ITN, Johannesburg.
Champion.